Yo, what's wavy, baby? Welcome back to the Wavy Cave from Wavy Wednesdays. And on this week's excellent episode, I've got a quote for y'all. And it's going to be a pretty impressive, inspirational quote. Not the least of which because it's in Latin. Yeah. I can read Latin, nigga. I'm smart. I'm well-versed and well-read and well-traveled. Very worldly, very spiritual. All right, enough glazing. The quote is, Sterquilinus Invenitur, which means, in the filth, it will be found. It's an alchemical dictum, right? And why do I like that quote? I mean, obviously, because it's in Latin, it makes me feel smart when I read it, but also because I think it reflects a pretty universal truth about life, a truth that I think many of us try to escape and avoid because filth is stinky, and it's filth, and it's uncomfortable, and most of us don't want to be in filth, you feel me? Like, so much of the industrial revolution was built around us not having to be in filth anymore. But when you look at first peoples, you look at simpler ways of life, you find that those people generally are a lot more happy than so-called developed, industrialized nations. And why is that? Perhaps because Sterquilinus Invenitur, right? When you're in the mud, when you're going through something that you never thought that you would have to go through, that you never thought you'd be able to go through, whether you're getting fired from a job, you're starting a new job, you're starting at a new school, you're getting bullied at that new school, you lost a loved one that was super critical to you in your life, and you have never really tried to picture a world without them because you didn't think that it would be possible to be without them. You find yourself actually learning a lot about yourself, right? You find yourself being a lot more resilient than I think that you would normally expect yourself to be. You find yourself being a lot more patient, a lot more understanding with other people, because now that you've gone through some real shit, you can identify when other people are also going through some real shit. And you'd be like, damn, you're going through some real shit. You can either give them some space and be like, yo, I get it. You got to take some time to go through that shit. You got it. You can give them some advice and be like, yo, I went through something that was a little bit similar. Here's how you might be able to deal with it, you know? Or you might just be a kindred spirit and be like, yo, I see you. Because a lot of times people just want to be seen. You feel me? And when you are in the filth, or you have been in the filth and you've gotten out of the filth, you're able to then coach and guide other people through similar experiences. Because like in life, especially when you're trying to do something new, you gotta fuck around and find out sometimes. Like that's just what it is, you know? If you don't know the outcome for sure, and you don't have anybody to ask about the outcome, sometimes you just gotta dive in the filth. You just gotta belly flop. Or maybe you gotta swan dive, you know? There's a lot of cannonball, maybe. A lot of different ways you can do it. A lot of different ways you can pull it off, but you gotta make that shit look sexy. And you gotta be resilient through it, because you know this too shall pass. And you know you put yourself in that position for a specific purpose, right? And even if you don't know that purpose, you know now in Sterquilinus Invenitur. If I'm in filth, then there's something in the filth for me to find. If I'm in a hard situation, then there's something in that hard situation for me to learn. There's something maybe that I don't see in myself, that I need to see in myself. There's a skill perhaps that I asked for that I don't remember asking for, or that I didn't even ask for, that I just need. And now I'm in this position because I have to build that new skill. And that new skill is only gonna serve me as I move forward, right? And in developing new skills, you're gonna fail. You're gonna fall, you're gonna falter, but you can't allow that to deter you. You can't feel like that's now a mark on your character, or you can't feel like, oh, because I failed one time, I can't get up and try again because I might fail again. Yeah, you might fail 100 times. You might fail 1,000 times. And when you have done that and you see somebody on their 3rd or 4th or 10th or 100th time, you can be like, yo, keep going. It took me 1,000 times. Maybe me telling you this, it'll only take you 500, but stay on the course. Stay in the filth until you can find what you were meant to find in that filth. You got to keep pressing. You got to keep on keeping on. Like, so much of life is just showing up. So much of life is wanting to show up. Not just showing up with a bad attitude, but showing up being like, yeah, I'm in the filth. I know why I'm in the filth. I love the filth, and I'm going to be in this filth until I don't need to be in this filth anymore. And I get it. It's easy to say on camera in front of some nice lights with my hair looking all nice, my favorite hoodie, you feel me? Talking to my favorite peoples. But it's something that I got to remember when I'm not in my favorite hoodie, when I'm not talking to my favorite peoples, when I'm in the filth. I remember this video and I'll be like, well, damn, now I can't not do what I told other people to do. And that's actually low-key kind of one of my Achilles heels, is like giving people advice and then they give me back the advice I gave to them. And I'm like, damn, I really said that? That's kind of insightful, bro. Like, that's kind of tough. Like, maybe I'm onto something, bro. Maybe not. I don't know. Who's to say? But the point is, life is going to throw filth at you. Life is hard. You know, it is a hard process. So much of modern media tries to tell you that it shouldn't be hard or you shouldn't ever have to struggle, but you will have to struggle. Especially if you want to do things well, you're going to have to struggle and you're going to fail. And it's not about how you fail, but it's about how you respond to failure. Look at Mbappe, right? He had a not terrible, but a little bit underwhelming start to the season, but he brought it back, scored a hat trick against Man City. Now they're to the round of 16. If he crumbled under the pressure, he wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be here telling you about him today. You know? You gotta be strong. In Sterquilinus Invenitur. Remember that. In the filth, it shall be found. You can transform those experiences through alchemy into beautiful nuggets, gold, and diamonds that will serve other people very, very well on their journeys too. After all, life is a personal experience, and we're all just looking for advice on how to navigate our specific circumstances. Thank you very much. Signing off from the Wavy Cave. That's been amazing to talk to you as your host, Wavy Don. But Wavy Wednesdays is not over. We're going to have a lot of cool stuff coming up in just 1 second after this. So please stick around for that. Stay tuned and stay wavy.